In the forest-fringed town of Amoro, people spoke of a boy born during the hour when no drums beat. It was said the spirits themselves held their breath as he entered the world. His name was Obina, and he was born with hands so still, so calm, that midwives swore they heard no cries when he was lifted into the moonlight. But he wasn't silent. At age 5, Obina found an old drum in the back of his grandfather's shrine, a drum carved from Iroko wood and cowhide, blackened with age, sleeping in dust. When he touched it, it wept. Not in sadness, but in remembrance. That night, the trees whispered his name, and owls circled above his heart. The drum was no ordinary drum. His grandfather called it Ojiuwa, the drum of the world. Long before even the ancestors of Amoro danced, this drum had sounded in the courts of the forest kings and beneath the mountains where the earth breathed fire. It had been silent for generations. Why did it stop playing? Obina asked. His grandfather only whispered. Because the last one who played it vanished, and with him, the boundary between the worlds grew thin. But Obina could not help it. Each night, when others slept, he tapped it, gently at first. With every beat, visions came. A woman dancing in a mask of lightning. A leopard playing a flute of bone. Villagers marching into the river and never surfacing. And always a voice. Do not stop the rhythm, or it will remember everything. Soon, the people of Amoro began to notice strange happenings. The trees moved when no wind blew. The river sang unfamiliar songs. And shadows lingered longer than they should. Then came the festival of Omium, when the town's drummers beat their rhythms to awaken their ancestors. But this year, the drums cracked. All of them. Except one. Obina's. Drawn by an unknown force, he stepped into the festival square. His fingers danced. The drum spoke, not in music, but in memory. Old warriors wept. Children stood transfixed. The masquerades froze mid-dance, masks trembling. Then the wind rose, not from above, but from the earth. And with it, they returned. The ancestors. Not as spirits of peace, but as echoes, confused and hungry. The town elders forbade him to play. They locked the drum away in a shrine, buried beneath salt and kola nut, sealed with palm wine and incantation. Obina was warned. Your hands do not only summon, they unlock. That drum has teeth. But Obina could not sleep. The beat haunted him in dreams. It called from beneath the earth, louder than any voice. Then, in the middle of one moonless night, the drumbeat returned. But not by his hand. In the darkness, someone, or something, was playing the drum. Rhythms not heard in centuries. Patterns of war. Cadences of sorrow. And each beat awakened more than memory, it awakened the forgotten. The spirit who danced without feet. They called her Nena, the dancer from the hill that no one climbed. She appeared in Amoro with no footsteps, her feet never touched the ground. Her eyes were mirrors, and her voice was a hum that turned goats mad. She danced to the rhythm of the forbidden drum. And each time she twirled, someone in the village forgot their own name. Obina saw her. He recognized her from his dreams, the woman in the lightning mask. He followed her one night deep into the forest, past the shrines, past the ancestral trees, into a clearing where time did not exist. There she stood, beside the drum he thought was sealed. She turned and said, You were meant to remember, but you tried to forget. The truth was revealed in a single heartbeat. Ojiuwa was not a drum of music. It was a container of souls. Each beat was a story. Each story a person. And when Obina played, he loosened them, those forgotten by time, erased by war, buried without name. They came back. Half-formed. Confused. Yearning. But not all of them were kind. Some had been silenced for reasons. The elders knew. His grandfather knew. They had feared memory, not evil. Obina cried out. What do I do now? And the drum answered with thunder. Play me until the last name is spoken. For 7 nights, Obina played. Each beat told a tale. A woman drowned as punishment for dreaming of flying. A child crushed for being born with 2 crowns. A hunter forgotten because he dared to name a spirit's true face. And as he played, the village changed. The dead gathered in the trees, listening. The living came out at dusk, placing offerings at the crossroads. Even the wind became reverent. Until finally, Obina played the last beat, the story of a boy who played a drum so the world would remember. And the spirits bowed. The price of remembering. The drum fell silent. Obina's voice never returned. From that day, he could only speak in rhythm, his mouth still, but his hands alive. He became a walker between words, known as Obina Onyakuko, Obina, the one who carries stories. Villages summoned him when their shrines forgot their gods, or when a newborn came without a shadow. He did not charge gold. Only names. He collected them, preserved them, played them into the fabric of time. But one day, he vanished. The drum today. They say the drum lies hidden beneath the roots of a sick cotton tree in Amuru. At night, if the wind is right, and your heart is heavy with something forgotten, you can hear it, faintly. Thump. Thump thump. Thump. A beat that asks, who must not be forgotten? And if you whisper a name, any name, the tree listens. Because there are drums that entertain. And there are drums that warn. But some drums, like the one Obina played, can never be silenced.